one, do not swaddle your baby. Do not wrap them up. Do not put them in a cloth. Do not swaddle them. Just think about it. Mankind has been inhabiting planet Earth for the last 200,000 years. Do you think we've been swaddling our babies all this while? No, right? There's a reason the baby was in the womb only for 9 months and not more than that. Okay? There's a reason that the baby comes out and it wants its freedom, it wants its independence. Swaddling is a concept that was invented to make the lives of parents easier. We swaddle our babies so that they don't cry, they keep warm, and they just don't move and they don't bother us at all, right? But that's not what babies want. What babies want is the freedom and independence to move their limbs, to be able to yell, to be able to cry, to be able to express, to be able to experience their vocal cords, and to be able to ultimately start their mobilities, which is crawling, walking, standing, all of those things. If you swaddle your baby, you are restricting them, constraining them. While all of the marketing gurus might tell you that this is the best way to keep your baby warm and to give them the feeling of the womb, but that is not how nature intended babies to be. So what we want you to do instead is to keep them free, keep them unconstrained, unrestricted in their natural environment as much as possible on their tummies, so that they can start exploring their abilities to be mobile. Number 2, let there be noise. What do we mean by this? Sometimes as parents, we are overcautious about keeping our babies away from noise in a quiet and silent environment. Now, do our babies really want this? Babies have come into this world to freely experience all of the sights, all of the sounds, all of the smells, all the senses, right? And they want to take all of this in so that they can develop their own understanding of the world. What we mean to say is allow your baby exposure to different kinds of sounds, whether it's everyday sounds, nature sounds, or even sounds of language, because that will help them understand language, understand communication, also try and understand what is the world around them. Don't try and shield them with noise and sounds unnecessarily. Of course, what we are not trying to say is to keep them in a very loud environment like a club, nightclub, or a disco or something like that, but allow the natural sounds and communication to get to your baby so that they can start appreciating the sounds in the world. Number 3, your baby wants to talk. We just assume that just because our babies have not developed their vocal cords, they don't want to talk, and that is not the case. They not only want to talk, they are actually capable of communicating as well, even though their vocal cords are not developed. Allow them the chance. What do we mean by this is whenever you are communicating with your baby, don't just talk at your baby, but talk to your baby so that you can also listen to their response, listen to them communicate back to you. Whether it's through their eyes, whether it's through their expressions, with their smiles, with their hands and legs, their limbs moving about. Any of these reactions are completely appropriate responses to the way that you communicate to your baby. But allow them the chance to communicate back to you. That is your baby talking to you. And when you allow that chance, your baby experiences a completely amazing amount of delight at having been understood, at having been given the opportunity to be able to communicate with their parents.